On to the latest on the G7 summit. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson hailed US President Joe Biden as a breath of fresh air as they met ahead of the G7 summit. Prime Minister Johnson played down the differences with Washington over Brexit's impact on Northern Ireland, saying that the US, the UK and the EU were in complete harmony over the 1998 peace agreement, also known as the Good Friday Agreement. It has helped bring peace to Northern Ireland. During their meeting, Biden and Johnson also established a task force to re-establish travel across the Atlantic. This after the US had banned Britishers from entering at the start of the pandemic. Called the Atlantic Charter, the deal commits the two countries to work together on global challenges.
Yes, look, I don't think it is any exaggeration to say that the relationship between the UK and the US is the relationship between North America and Europe, which really sort of is incarnated in that Atlantic Charter of 1941, which we've renewed today between me and President Biden, is of massive, massive strategic importance for the prosperity, the security of the world, for all the things we believe in together: democracy, human rights, the rule of law. The US and the UK stick up for those two things together. So it's incredibly important that we should affirm that. And the talks were great. They went on for a long time. We covered a huge range of subjects. And it's wonderful to listen to the Biden administration and to Joe Biden, because there's so much that they want to do together with us, from security, NATO, to climate change, and it's fantastic. It's a breath of fresh air. A lot of things they want to do together.
President Biden said the Atlantic Charter would address key issues of the time, from cybersecurity to global health as well as climate change. Meanwhile, leaders from the rest of the G7 countries started arriving for that crucial summit. The EU President, the Canadian Prime Minister and Japan's Prime Minister all landed in Cornwall on Thursday. The UK, the US, France, Germany, Italy, Japan and Canada make up the G7 nations bloc. Top agendas for the three-day summit including the pandemic, of course, as well as access to vaccines, economic recovery, as well as the climate crisis. And joining us for more on these developments is Mandy Clark, who's been tracking all the very latest and getting us those ground reports as well. Mandy, the UK Prime Minister has tried his very best to try and play down the differences with the US regarding Brexit's impact on Northern Ireland, among other issues. Take us through the key takeaways from that meeting that was held between the two leaders.
I think what's really interesting is that these are two very different politicians. If you remember, not during the campaign, that Johnson was described as, Britain's Trump by President Trump at the time. So there was a worry that their personalities and political opinions would clash. It seems that they have gone on incredibly well. At one point, Biden had described the relationship with the UK as indestructible. So certainly Boris Johnson feels that this is an incredibly successful meeting so far. What was interesting is they did touch on the Henry Dunn case. Now, this is a case where a 19-year-old boy in England was killed by an American diplomat's wife, who was driving on the wrong side of the road and killed him on a motorcycle. Now, she claimed diplomatic immunity and hopped on a plane back. Now, it has special resonance, of course, for Joe Biden, because when he was a young politician, his wife and young daughter were killed in a car accident. He has personally noted this issue. There has been a request from the UK for the woman accused of the manslaughter charge to come back to the UK to face trial. So far, that has not happened. But Joe Biden said he'd personally look into it. So they did cover an amazingly wide range of topics. They seem to have, as Boris Johnson described, harmony on many of these things. But what's interesting this morning, the president of France came out and said there is no harmony. We will not change the Northern Ireland Protocol, and it's still a major issue, really fighting that narrative that Boris Johnson said. So it looks like the Northern Ireland issue that he was hoping would have been solved is going to come back to the fore.
All right, leaving it there for the moment. Mandy Clark, thanks very much for getting us those updates and perspectives. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.